fantastic. And so, just to give you an idea, this is actually what I did most recently. This is the reason I'm here. A couple months ago, the Target published a front page article about me because I contacted them and I said, I'm an alumni and I am an explorer, and I'm going on an expedition that I came up with. We were sitting around with friends and we said, wouldn't it be cool to just take a trip down this river that we heard of that nobody's ever been down? And it turned out that some people did go down it, but I was the first Polish person that went down it, so at least I got that going on, right? Anyways, this is, during that expedition, this looks like something familiar that's in, I believe, Zion. And does anybody recognize what this may look like? It's an Angel's Landing. Okay, so there's a feature called Angel's Landing where there's a giant oxbow like this, or a turn in the river. So over here we are several days away paddling down the river from where we started. It is the only way to get there. Okay, there's no roads, you can get dropped off by helicopter, but it can't land anywhere because there's just no flat parts. So you actually have to get dropped off there's no way for a plane to land unless it's on the river, and there's very few places because these are 1,000-foot canyons here. And now I'm going to show you guys a cool little video that I put together. Looks like if I get close to that, it's crazy. So this is a video that I'll play for you. This is some footage that I put together from the trip. Hope it's going to... What? I made that. That's crazy. Like, I watch video games, and I think to myself, that's like World of Warcraft, Skyrim, all these other places, and I think to myself, that's incredible, but that's faked. It's a fantastic world that's not real. And I think to myself, I see these videos coming out that are epic documentaries about these incredible places all the time, and I think to myself, that wasn't possible. That wasn't possible. But I'm the one that put this together, and I attended this school, and the reason I can do this is because I said to myself, I can, okay? So now I'm going to kind of get into what how this all came together. So when I graduated school, I went and I graduated first of all as a math major and economics major here from Rutgers. The first thing that happened is I entered an economy that was going down. I couldn't find a job. So the thing that I had to do is I had to figure out how to find a job. But there was none out there. And so I started asking other people what I should be doing, and they said, you know what, you should go to school some more. And I said, that's a great idea. I should get some more academic debt that I need to pay off the job that potentially exists. And it kind of made sense at the time because everybody was telling me that's what I should be doing. I'm sure that you guys are hearing the same thing as well. that you should be doing this. And so I went to school for law, and I didn't really like it, but you know, they said law makes a lot of money. So you'll be able to work, and then you'll be able to save money, and you'll be able to retire early, and everything's going to be peachy. Okay, so that's what I did. I finished, and I constantly kind of worked, and I didn't like what I was doing when I was working. I was sitting behind the desk, and I was reading things I didn't want to read, and I was taking exams that were increasingly harder, and I got to the point where I finally finished, and I went out, and I got a job. I'm sorry that this is happening, but I got a job, and I got a small job, a big job, and the bigger job, I ended up being an attorney in New York. Finally, I crossed this finish line where I was an attorney and making money, and I realized nothing ever changed. It was like, I always thought there was going to be some sort of like, beautiful thing that happened where like a switch flips and it's like, congratulations, you graduated, here's a bunch of money, here's your car, here's your house, go and have fun. That is not what happened. When we graduated with my class, we graduated in 2010, it was 2 years after the recession, there was no jobs. So the job that I got was absolutely terrible. I was working 90 hours per week, doing something I did not want to do. 90 hours per week. That leaves 164, or out of 164 hours, that's 74 hours that I get left. And during that, that's something I gotta do. I gotta sleep during that time. I was literally waking up at 7, taking the train, working for 12 hours, taking the train, going home and going to sleep, and there was nothing in between except for lunch when I would work out. That's not the way to live. Now, the thing is, the law firm that I was working for was a massive law firm. And you think to yourself, yeah, if I spend enough time working here, then I'm going to continue to improve. That is not true. If you do not love what you do, you're not going to be performing at a level where you're passionate about what you're doing. So all these other people that are there, that like what they do a little bit more than you, are willing to work a little bit longer, they're just going to get ahead of you because they just work harder. That's it. Now, how many of you have seen the movie Creed that just came out? It's an awesome movie. You guys should see it. It's got pretty good fight choreography. But the thing about that movie is that when Creed's son, I think his name is I forget what it is, but when Creed's son is going to fight, the trainers refuse to train him because they say the guys that are in this ring, the guys that are fighting, that you're fighting against, are people who are from the street. They're poor. They have nothing. Literally, their lifestyle depends on the fact that they win. They are fighting to survive. And to give you guys an idea of what the economy out there is like right now, there are people who have been fired from jobs who have entire families and mortgages and cars and car payments and house payments, and they have debt. And if they don't take your job, they're going to not be able to make those payments. So those people need to survive to do what it is that you want to do. So you have to ask yourself, are you working really hard at what you're doing? Or are you just kind of getting stuff done just so you can get out of the way because of something in the future that may be coming up? Okay, the way that I'm describing this is basically, if you choose something that you love, like what I did over here, you will never quit. I didn't get paid for 3 years. Okay, I left school and I had 6 figures of debt. I left Rutgers, I had 6 figures of debt. I am nobody special. I was working at an office with no benefits, barely paying my loans off. I had no training to do what I love. But what I knew was that I didn't want to be doing what I was doing. And I thought to myself, well, this is ridiculous. I was sitting in the office that I was working at, and I looked down the line, and I saw a bunch of older people than me who were sitting there who were, guys. And I saw a guy that was 5 years older, and then I saw a guy past me who was 10 years older, and there was an even older guy there. And I literally was looking at my future. Okay? The reason I say this is because I knew that if I was going to stay and do this every single day, eventually I would be getting paid, yes, but I would still be sitting in this office. I'd still be working. I'd still be working just as hard because I want to earn more money, and I'd be getting increasing, and just looking at my future. And I asked myself, is this what I want to do? The answer is no, it's not. What else I had? I was looking at a desktop background that I had saved a photo of the mountains, okay, because I always wanted to go outside. I just loved traveling. And I was always daydreaming of traveling, but I was living in this office. And so I realized that I had already proven to all the people in my life that I had finished school, because they told me if you finish school, you're good. I've gotten a job, so I was good with that. I told them I know that I already did that, and I don't like it. And what happened is the other option at this point in my life was basically what I said before. We are going to die. You are going to die. When are you going to get started doing what you love? Are you doing it today? Are you guys doing it today? Because the thing is, if you're not, every single day that goes by, you have that much less time to pursue what you love. And everybody thinks maybe if I go to a job and I save up, then I'll be able to do something later. That's not the case. If you look around today, everybody's always complaining. You see people that are depressed. Everybody makes fun. I mean, there's the Office. The entire premise for the show is and it appeals to the entire audience. And it's such a popular show because that is life outside. And then there's guys that I met who decided that's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to decide that I'm going to do what I love to do. Okay? Ask yourselves this. What is it that you do when you procrastinate? What is it that you do instead of schoolwork? What is it that you do that you just stay up late for? I got to get this done tonight because I just want to get it done before morning. I bet you that you can get paid for doing that in the next 5 years if you just figure out how to do it today. The reason I say this is because I got started, and one of the influences that I had was there's a guy who took a piece of paper and he folded it a couple times and then he threw it. And ever since that, he has literally paid to travel around the world and teach people how to fold paper airplanes because he has the world record for the furthest paper airplane toss. Okay? There's a guy getting paid because he threw a paper airplane, and that's his entire career. How many people here know about PewDiePie? Okay, PewDiePie is a YouTube personality who plays video games, and he gets paid millions of dollars to play video games. Whatever it is that you love to do, that's the point where I was at. I was like, I love to do this, but I hate doing this. I hate working. I hate working is not fun. It's slowly destroying me. I'm 90 hours per week was something that happened to me where I just snapped. I just quit and I said, I'm going to go this direction. And what ended up happening is I realized that every single effort I put into doing what I love, I will figure out how to do that and get paid for it. My one objective in life literally became, how do I get paid for doing what I like to do? How do I get paid for doing this? And over time, I figured it out. There was no answer. And everybody was always asking me, well, what's your plan? The reason that people want to hear your plan is because everybody has been conditioned that this is the proper way to do things. That the proper way to do things is to get good grades, to finish this curriculum, to follow this path, and then you and everybody else in here, and everybody else at every college in New Jersey and in the United States that's doing the same exact curriculum end up in the same pool when you graduate, and you're competing with the people with the year before who haven't found jobs, and it's just growing. And so you have to ask yourself, are you willing to compete in that pool? Or are you going to do what you absolutely love? And you gotta realize that you have to love it because you're gonna be doing it for free for a long time before people start noticing you. Okay, there's a lot of people in here that helped me put this entire event together. They're presidents of clubs. They broke their backs to put the clubs together and put everything and work on their events and everything. And those are the guys that have a passion for it. Okay, and I kind of want to talk about my sponsors today as well, because everybody probably thinks, oh, he's sponsored, this sponsor is like a bad word to say, but it's not. Because when I got out of school, like I said, I was in debt. I had no money to do this. How did you do this, Milosz? How did you travel to so many countries? How did you get such cool backpacks and cameras and everything else? Well, the thing is, I called and I asked for help. I told these guys I have a passion for traveling. I'm going these places. I bought a bus ticket with the last money I have, and I'm going to the Yukon Territory. And I am interested in using your gear, and I will do anything in order to help you out. I will take pictures of the gear, I will write about it, I'll do whatever else. And these companies are guys like me. The reason I'm here is because I'm telling you, I'm inspired by the fact that you guys will succeed. That you guys will walk away from here and say, you know what, I'm going to do that thing that I've always wanted to do. Just forget it. Just let's do it today, 5 minutes a day, whatever. So these guys that I called said to me, okay, we believe in you. We sense it. We sense it in your voice. You want to do this. We're going to give you stuff. Just go out there, go have fun, and send us some photos, write something, whatever. Just, here it is. Now, one of those people actually is here in the audience today. He produced these pants. These are Clothing Art pickpocket proof pants for traveling. They have zippers and all sorts of other stuff. His name is over here. It's Adam Rapp. Thank you for coming, Adam. And he was one of the people that believed in me. The entire event is possible because you guys thought these are awesome prizes that we're getting today. These backpacks that are hanging on the walls, the headphones that we have, this Canon over here, that was donated. That's a $3,200 telescope that was donated to this university, so that people over there have a chance to take this thing off campus and go somewhere in the middle of Pennsylvania where there's nothing, because that's what Pennsylvania is. Anybody here from Philly? But those companies said, yes, we want to expose these people, these students, and give them an opportunity to go, because we love it. These guys put these companies together, not because it makes money, those are investors after the fact. Okay, but these people put these items together and they give them to us, and they give us backpacks and all this other stuff because they want to equip you with the opportunity to do it. Students have no money. Who has money here? Okay, I'm glad nobody raised their hand. Somebody back there is laughing. No, but nobody. These companies put this together. They said to me, Milo, okay, we see the progress you're making. Here's stuff. We believe in you. And then I told them that I'm going to come in here, I'm going to present to you guys about my life and tell you how to do this. And the thing is, resources are everywhere. And the only way to realize what a resource is to spend time finding it. Okay, when I left school, I started traveling. I had so little money. I told you guys, I was traveling on buses. I was sleeping on couches with my friends, basically homeless. I was volunteering at places. They were just giving me food and shelter when I was up in the Yukon Territory. But the thing is, I loved what I was doing. I wasn't doing it for the money. I was doing it because I wanted to share this. When I was sitting in an office with 4 walls, I did not have windows to my office, okay? I was there for 12 hours a day under fluorescent light bulbs. I had nothing. There was no plants in the office. I was going crazy. And then when I started traveling, when I saw the Aurora Borealis, when I saw this, the feeling of freedom that I had, that this is real and I am there, was so intense. I cannot describe it to you. After the entire life that I led, was leading me to believe that the only way to live life is inside a 9-to-5 job, okay? The reality is that I could not believe what was going on in my life. And now, I feel that it's so important to pass on and let people see that it's possible. I have virtual reality goggles here. Who tried them on? There's virtual reality goggles here that I brought for you guys to play with. Okay? The way that they work is they film a 360-degree field of view. By the way, I have this awesome camera over here. If you guys went on the Facebook page, this is a 360-degree camera right here. In fact, I'm going to record right here. Let's see. Okay, so now we're recording. You guys are going to be able to watch this later on the page. What you're going to be able to do is you're going to be able to load this up and pan around and see every single person that's in here, behind me, above you, everywhere. I'm going to hang this from a drone, and I'm going to take this everywhere. Because what I do is I realize how important it is for people to live life. When you're working a 9-to-5, you're running around in a circle. And what's worse is if you don't like it, you're running around in the same circle until that chain gets so short you're not going to be able to go anywhere. Okay? So what I do is I take these experiences that I feel they're so important. I wish you guys were there I was talking about singing and dancing before. What I do right now is I want to create this opportunity and take it and use those virtual reality goggles. I'm taking them to hospitals and I'm putting them on paralyzed people. I'm putting them on people with cerebral palsy. I'm putting them on the elderly so that they can have this experience. It is incredible to go out and do this. Whatever it is you love to do, whatever it is, you want to be a paper-throwing, airplane guy, just do it. Do it today. I'm sure you guys saw the Shia LaBeouf show. It's like, just do it, right? You know what he means? He means just do it. Nobody's going to tell you that you can't. Nobody told me. In fact, everybody in my life turned on when I made the decision to quit being an attorney. Because I was quitting a distinguished, socially acceptable career that took 10 years and 6 figures to obtain in order to do something that you could do without finishing high school, to be an outdoor wilderness person. Okay, every single person said to me, that is the most ridiculous thing. And it beat me down. Okay, it beat me. I thought to myself, I was the only person that saw that there was some path over there, okay? I believed that there was a way to get to that thing, and all I knew was that's the direction to go. I believed that I could get there, and that's all it took. And everybody's saying no. I just kind of went around them and I said, no, I'm going to go this way. And every single sponsor that didn't, you guys are seeing the wonderful sponsors that are here that did decide to help me and give this stuff. But you guys don't know about the 100 other companies that I called that said no, or the 1,000 other companies that I called that said no along the way. But you know what? Every single time that I got a no, I realized I was closer to that yes. There's somebody out there. I am proof. I am literally from this university. I was sitting here looking at people who were saying the same thing years ago, and I didn't believe it. I thought to myself, well, that's cool. He's got pretty sweet photos and cool stories. That was a cool video. You know, hey, got a free backpack. But here I am. And I'm nobody special. I didn't have good grades. In fact, I think the thing that I'm very good at is failing. It's very important for me to say that, because failing is the way that you learn how to do something correctly, how to get to somewhere. Every time you fail, you can either turn around or you can say to yourself, well, I got this far, so at least I know I can get to there. Okay? If I do something 100 times that people think is impossible, or if I do 100 impossible things that people think are possible, and one of those works out, I found something. I found something and I found how to do it. And all you gotta do is convince yourself, whatever it is that you want to do, I'm telling you, whatever you procrastinate on, do that. The thing about Jacqueline Silva, the reason I brought her up, is because she literally does nothing else. And coming from a village in the middle of nowhere where they don't have high school, she was able to travel the world. She just focused on something. That's what I did. I said to myself, no matter what, I'm going to achieve that goal. And debt, by the way, which is what you guys are right now accruing. So right now, the past 25 minutes, your loan companies just made money on you. Your debt is not a prison. You do not get out of school and say to yourself, I can't do this because I've got debt. It is not. You should not be looking at it that way. It is in your interest to pay the loans off, right? And the companies that are giving you money, they want you to pay money to them, right? Hey, we're all in agreement here. We want to make these loans, get them paid off. And the thing that you gotta realize is that your career is what you're building when you get out of college. Your career. In college, you learn for 4 years how to start on your career, okay? Just to start. When you start your career, it may take you 3 to 5 years. Today is actually the anniversary. I posted on my Facebook, and it's a strange thing because Facebook kind of brings this stuff up on your time feed, right? Like 2 years ago today was the day I ate that giant fat sandwich because I was so hungover, and it came back up. So 2 years ago today, I set off on this journey. So for a year, I worked on figuring out how EXP Adventures and I was going to be an explorer, and then one day I pulled the trigger and I said, that's it, I'm out. And I have a picture of me with a backpack and a giant other bag, and it's today, on that day, that I took off. I had no idea that 2 years later I was going to be presenting in front of you guys. Because at that time I had no prospects. Every single time that I talked to my parents, I was like, oh, I got an article published about this shoe that I reviewed. They're like, did you get paid for it? Well, no. You know, well, I got this thing, you know, they put a picture of me, and like my picture in this website, you know, they Instagrammed it, and they're like, well, did you get paid for it? It's like, no, you know, but that's the threshold that people expect of you, right? They want to see results right away. But that's crazy. You don't even know what you're doing. Especially if you're not doing something that you want to do. So what I decided to do is I saw the path, okay? And it is a fact, you will succeed if you continue to do the same thing day after day and try and do it. If you climb every day, you're going to get better at it. If you want to get an Instagram account where you're getting Fendi clothing for free because you're modeling it, you can do it. Take a look at some of the biggest Instagrammers. They're not good looking. Some of them are, but not all of them are. Okay? Take a look at some of the people that are the most successful people in the world. I like to joke about this, but I hope I meet the man because I think he's amazing. Look at Danny DeVito. Okay? Take a look at some of the people that are the most successful people in the world. I like to joke about this, but I hope I meet the man because I think he's amazing. Look at Danny DeVito. Okay? Take a look at some of the people that are the most successful people in the world. I think he's amazing. Look at Danny DeVito. Okay? I mean, these people are people that just said, this is what I love. This is what I absolutely love. And what ends up happening is the longer you do it, the more you get promised, and the more you get recognition, the more you get promised that you're going to get paid. And then eventually, you literally put your foot down and you say, I am not doing this for free anymore. Because I am at a point where I literally am homeless and I have no money, and for some weird reason, I'm still doing this. So what am I doing stuff for free for people? Okay? What I should be doing is getting paid for what I love. Write it on your wall and say, I want to get paid for doing X. Okay, you want to be a professional